We're the bosses in the South making money moves, turning dreams into streams, yeah we never lose. Colombia's finest, building from the ground, flipping stacks to billions, we wear the crown. Bosses of Colombia, we're running the scene, flipping small town, hustle in the big time green. From the heart of the city, where champions rise, where the legends in the
Hey, welcome to the Bosses of Columbia. So, we're gonna get right into it. Yes, we are. So we can get it over with. So
She came up here upset.
well, I
y'all.
did get pulled over on the way here. You saw it on Facebook
Yes,
because I saw that you commented.
Yes,
Mhm.
Lord.
So I'm just ready to get home.
Keep her in
and,
prayer,
You know,
Jesus.
have me a cocktail. But anywho, so are there any events going on in Columbia? Upcoming events? I mean, by the time the people see this, the truck festival is today. So by the time the people see this, it'll be here and gone.
The only thing that I could think of is so we have a gentleman in Columbia. He's a concert promoter, and he put out the concert of the year the other day. Tickets went on sale. It's coming up in August 23rd. So he's bringing Trina,
Okay.
8 Ball MJG, Young Bloods. Who else was on it? Damn, I'm missing somebody. Pastor Troy. Lot of 90s artists who were big back in the day. But I had been telling him, so I'm his massage therapist, right? So this sound, and he always, this is one of my gentleman friends who loves to pick my brain. So he's always asking me like, who should we bring to Columbia? Who should we bring to Columbia? Because he promotes concerts. So, and he'll throw some artists at me and I'll be like, oh, well, yeah, I might go see them, might not, and he may go with one that I suggest or both or however. But I have been telling him forever. I said, man, if you don't bring them damn 90s rappers back and just have a whole like summer fest or something, because this is stuff that we used to do back in Virginia. Like, and I just feel like this lineup, you know how you always go to a concert and you'll be like, well, yeah, I like them, but I don't really have to see the other person.
Yeah.
Like, but everybody on this lineup was like one of my go-tos back in the day. So I was like, hell yeah.
You want to see everyone.
I'ma be out there lit the whole night.
See, you are from New York and you grew up, you spent a lot of time. You've been here since high school.
Right.
So you're familiar with a lot of those artists. Those artists wouldn't
Appeal
engage
to
me.
you.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Shh. That's a winning concert.
But, well, you're from Alabama.
Yeah.
So we kind of had the
Yeah.
same, but I guess, so who were the artists back in the 90s that?
It would have been back in the 90s, Snoop Dogg, Cameron, Nate Dogg, Ice Cube, the West Coast rappers, because that's where I was on the West Coast.
Okay. And so I will say, I don't do West Coast like that. However, I was a fan of Snoop Dogg. Not like I would go into a Snoop Dogg concert because no, I don't love him like that.
Would.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I just think, just depending on how you vibe and what kind of music you like or the genre.
The 90s and 2000s,
DMX
that's
and
Cash
all.
Money and all that for us.
See, I'm not a big I was never a big DMX fan.
Yep, DMX.
And
Cash
DMX
Money.
is from New York.
I wouldn't go to a concert for him.
Right.
I mean, I like his songs, but for me to pay for a concert, I wouldn't go to.
Yeah. I guess it's just all in what you like. And, you like what you like. But this was a great lineup. And I really hope this concert sells out because just being in Columbia, I know that there are a lot of people because I clubbed with these people in Columbia in the 90s. So this is the music that,
We was out.
everybody was on the floor.
Yeah. That's Southern hip hop through our whole area.
Right.
Era.
And I'm going to tell you, DJ, something, because this is something that I noticed the last couple of times that I've been out, and I don't go out much. If the people ain't on the floor dancing, because I went to this festival in Charleston The people are not on the floor dancing and having a good time. Play something else.
Well,
This ain't what it is.
while you saying that,
And everybody don't like line dancing.
I've seen I've seen a lot of posts circulating lately about this. They're saying, the DJs are saying, this isn't the people. The DJs are saying that when they do play music other than line dancing, they can't get people on the floor. That if they play line dancing, that's when everybody comes out. I am I was loving the line dancing. This is before everybody started line dancing. But now it's just too much. It's overwhelming.
Yeah, I don't never have to hear boots on the ground
Girl.
ever again in my lifetime.
And we support you, 803 Fresh. We really do. We're
Yeah.
happy for your success. We've seen the First Lady, Michelle
Yes.
Obama.
And the
We've seen
event I
Oprah
went
Winfrey.
to-
We done seen everybody
Yeah.
doing boots on the ground. And I will tell you, I'm sick of Miss Shirley, though. I am sick of the little girl that's popping that fan and popping her ass. Like, if she don't sit her ass down.
She's loving. She's in her
cute.
moment. She's having her moment right now.
She's a product of an adult.
Right. She
like
having
that.
her moment right now. But now
That's too much. You seen that
I
little
seen
girl
her.
grinding though. I done seen her popping, but did you see her grinding?
I done seen
Ooh,
kids
girl,
seen kids in dance competitions doing worse.
Yeah, but she's solo dolo by herself going to grown adult establishment, adult clubs. Them kids in them
I don't think she should be at no
competitions and
adult
stuff
club.
are with other kids, their age, their peers. This little girl is going to grown people establishments, bars, clubs, and she's a really, really pretty and really cute little girl. Very entertaining, but it is too much and it's no way around that.
Yeah. Y'all gotta remember, men are men, and some of them are chesters, the child molesters, and ain't no chill with that. So be mindful of that. But
They done called CPS on that girl. You know that? On her mama. Girl, somebody from another
That's
state.
the mama's responsibility. She's the one who profiting off of it. That's who's doing it. It ain't the baby doing it.
Right.
So-
It's not the baby. It's not her idea. And I think it's just a sad.
it is. I'm hoping that the mother is not exploiting the daughter. I'm hoping that this is something that she wants to do.
We're beyond that.
The child if you don't let a child hear boots on the ground, they would never know what it is.
Correct.
So it's definitely the adult
Exploiting.
thing.
It is definitely her. She's getting paid, and she's getting paid a lot. And it's okay that you're getting paid for your child's success. Like you said, it's Disney children. It's just what she's doing and how she's dressing. I mean, did you see her in the red dress and the red heels with the wig on? And
No, I didn't see that.
oh Lord, child!
I saw her with Niecy Nash on Jennifer Hudson.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she was cute.
She is very
She
cute.
was doing a lot of popping. I was like, oh,
It's it's a lot of popping, but it's the grinding, it's the getting dressed in the black on the red dress and the
I didn't
heels and
see all of
all
that.
this and all. I'm like, this is too much for a child.
I don't look at it. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
I started saying not interested when I see it now.
saw the Jennifer Hudson show, but yeah, because the song is so annoying, I tend to scroll through. I mean, literally, I was at the event in Charleston I went to. He performed.
Oh, really?
Yes. And so of course everybody went out line dance when he did that song, but he had and this is where you have to take yourself out of yourself for a minute. I was so like, oh God, I don't want to hear this fucking song. Jesus. I'm sitting at the table, right? And my cousins are enjoying it. I'm not going to disturb their peace, their time. So he started singing his other songs. I said, wait a minute. This dude can actually sing. He's actually talented. The music went out for a minute. He sung a cappella. That's a great voice. And sung a song that I had never heard before. I said, now, I gotta go Shazam this little song because it was just an R&B song. It wasn't a line dance song. It was a nice little R&B melody song. And I was like, okay, I could get into this. But if I had just stuck in my mind, I hate this nigga, we should get off the stage.
But
I wouldn't have
listen.
been open to enjoying that particular
And I've
song.
actually met him, and he's so humble.
He does seem like
is
he's a
so
nice guy.
humble. He is a nice guy, and he's extremely humble. I don't know what he'll be like a year from now, but right now, when I met him, he was very humble. Nice guy. And I know he's in a relationship. I saw him with his stepdaughter. It looks like he have a wonderful relationship with his stepdaughter. I mean, you know.
Baby, let me tell you something. Don't let these goddamn one-hit wonders make y'all think y'all the nigga y'all ain't.
Listen.
I'm just saying.
Let that man be happy and
Y'all
stick his
got
chest out while he got
y'all got
he in a
enough
long
folks
life.
out here. Let's talk about the Montel Jordans and the Vanilla
Don't,
Ices and
but
all them niggas.
It don't look like
who
who's on the
thought-
ground going
who
anywhere
thought
no
that they
time
was
soon.
on their
Especially
way
this
up.
year, not this summer.
Who thought they was on their way? Let's talk about MC Hammers. Let's
Hammer
talk about
had
all
more
them
than one
niggas.
hit now.
Yes,
Hammer.
okay.
He had a
did.
bit. He had a little run though.
He
Now
did.
Mr.
But-
803 Fresh, pop your shit, okay? Pop your fan. Do your
Yeah,
goddamn thing.
He can pop it. But see, you gotta always remember. You gotta always remember who you was and where you came from.
That
'Cause
man,
you-
I just
'cause
told
your
you that
ass-
man is extremely humble. You ain't gotta tell him to stay humble.
No, I'm just saying. You said you don't know where he'll be a year from now.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just saying, yes, make sure you remember where you from. Because he from Sally, South Carolina.
I don't even know.
Child,
idea.
it's nothing. I'ma just tell you
Something.
that.
Every city,
he-
every piece of land, every piece of land
That
on this earth is
man-
something that God
That
so
man made that city.
graced us with.
They need to give him the key to the little city of Sally, South Carolina, because he made that shit with this. Let me tell you something. I ran through the bitch.
They did give him a key to
Yeah.
something. They gave him something. Columbia gave him something. I think Columbia, the university. I mean, he been getting stuff. I mean, Beyonce was singing his song up there. You heard Beyonce singing his song? Mm.
But I mean, it's just like, well,
That's bigger than the key to his city.
do we have another celebrity from here?
Me?
Girl,
I don't know.
somewhere. Talking about-
Me.
Okay. So another artist, but she's not really from Colombia. I want to say it's an actress from Colombia.
There was a celebrity that just passed recently from Colombia, right?
just passed.
And it was really, really big. They had the services here. And I think that they had some kind of confusion over how the pastor, the sermon over her homegoing service.
Angie Stone.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh yeah, she died
So
in Alabama.
Angie, of course, should have been, one of those people because she was actually from Colombia.
Really?
Yes. So I mean, me and Angie we're members of the same church.
Oh.
So I, in passing, have known her for, because she would come into church and sit into church as though, she wasn't a celebrity. I've seen her several times in church. So that is one who I would say, she went to C.A. Johnson. She, always came to town. I don't know if she owned a home here, but that's somebody who I could see you probably giving the city to.
Yeah.
Giving the key to the city to. But he ain't.
You don't know that man.
I don't. And I don't mean this, with any malice, but nigga,
He's brought a
Sally-
lot of recognition
Sally
to the
is your
state
city.
of South Carolina.
Sally, your city.
But he's brought a lot of recognition to the state of South Carolina. Not just his
So
city.
did Janelle, the girl who dancing, but that don't mean nothing.
She from,
Who is Janelle?
she from
They
South
all
Carolina?
from South Carolina. Janelle, the other dark
The
skinned
white girl. The white black girl.
I just
They
found
all
out
from
the
South
other
Carolina.
day that Felicia Rashad was
really?
from South Carolina. Yeah, she talked about her mother, how her parents met in Chester, South
So
Carolina.
was Black Panther. He was from South Carolina.
Right.
So
There you go. And he was from Anderson.
Yeah.
So he should have got the
Yes,
key.
Mr. 803
You-
Fresh.
we can
the key to the
acknowledge
city.
we can acknowledge he was from South Carolina, but he ain't Mr. Columbia. He was Mr. Anderson, South Carolina. So yeah, that's just like if I became a celebrity today or tomorrow and y'all wanted to give me something, oh, I'm not from there.
You're not from where?
I ain't from no goddamn Columbia, South Carolina. Y'all ain't got to give me the key to shit in South Carolina because I ain't even from
I
here.
don't care for
I
a
live
key
here
to
and
a
I
city,
pay taxes.
honestly.
But this ain't my city. I'm from Bronx, motherfucking New York.
Okay,
That's who
Bronx,
need to
New
give
York.
me the recognition because I'm y'all hometown motherfucking hero.
But you here representing the
I don't
bosses
give a
of Columbia.
okay, because this where the fuck I live at. But don't forget, this boss was born in the Bronx. So before I was the boss of Columbia, I was the boss of Bronx, New
Okay,
York.
so
Okay, so we can
so
move
no,
forward.
we going. So how many years you spent in Columbia and how many years you spent in the Bronx?
It don't matter.
Okay.
It don't matter.
Period.
So do you consider yourself a South Carolinian?
I mean,
You're a
the
New
same
Yorker,
thing.
right? You're a New Yorker, right? Do you consider yourself a South Carolinian? You consider yourself an Alabama?
Alabama, Mobile, all the way.
Okay. So you consider yourself a South Carolinian or do you consider yourself...
I live in South Carolina. So
That
right
ain't
now,
what I asked you, ma'am. Are you a South Carolinian or...
So since I've been kind of all over,
But you rep Cali.
I've been all over.
You rep Cali and New Orleans. Do you not?
I do.
Okay.
But I am a boss of Columbia.
I said I was. I said
I
I was.
heard you loud and clear.
Yeah. But true to the game, New York.
If I had to pick one place, and I say this because it raised me from a little girl, the age of 3, it would have to be Los Angeles. So yeah, it would have to be Los Angeles. I'm from New Orleans, and I've spent a lot of time in New Orleans, and I love my city. I love the culture of New Orleans. But honestly, when I'm talking, you don't hear that accent or anything because Los Angeles raised me, West Side.
And I don't think it has anything to do with accents because I think you lose your accent after being away for so long.
Well, I never had the New Orleans accent. So no matter where I go in the world, if I go to Los Angeles, they say I don't talk like I'm from Los Angeles. If I go to New Orleans, I don't speak like I'm from New Orleans. If I go to, I spent a good amount of time, almost a decade in Jersey. I don't speak like I'm from Jersey, and I damn sure don't speak like I'm from South Carolina.
I don't sound like I'm from Mobile. Every time I go there, they were like, where are you from?
Yeah.
I'm from here. You don't sound like
when
it.
when I go home to, maybe for a trip or whatever to New York. You from here? Yes.
Yeah.
But it's not about what I sound like. It's about what
Every
runs,
now and again it
what
comes
runs
out though.
Every
now and again it
still,
comes out.
It's still here, there, hit or
same
miss.
here.
But it's what flows through your veins.
I was just about to say,
I'm
what's
a
in you?
fucking New York City girl.
Correct.
Tried and true.
My
Nobody
entire
can
family.
take this grit and
Yeah.
this hustle away from me.
Correct.
It is what it is.
And I don't resonate, and that's why I find myself, and this is the truth, honestly surrounded by people, even though I'm in Columbia, surrounded by people who aren't from Columbia.
Yeah.
Most of my people are not from Columbia.
And so I consider myself a transient.
Even
I've
Nikki
been
and them are not. And I did tell them that you wanted to do a dog care Wednesday, and I talked to Nikki and Ronnie yesterday, and so they're wanting to do it too. And then that game room, I sent y'all the game room, right? Or maybe I just sent it to Nikki and them, but they want to do that as well. So. But yeah.
But yeah, I just I'm not gonna claim nothing that ain't mine.
Yeah, somebody told me, well, you ain't been to Mobile for years. I was born here. I graduated from high school here.
I can claim
clearly,
Mobile. I lived in Mobile at some point.
I graduated from there. I lived there my entire life. If I wasn't in the military, where would have I been?
I mean, yeah, I think it's just all in what you embrace.
LA is in me. Like I just said with the whole music and when you're talking about Young Bloods and all these people that I didn't listen to growing up. I did listen to Cash Money and No Limit Soldiers and all that. I'm from New Orleans too.
So you pick who you love. So when we get to Cash Money in New Orleans. I've never been like a New Orleans music fan.
Oh man,
I
love
have
New
my
Orleans music.
picks.
And I like native
I
New
have
Orleans
my
music.
picks.
Like bounce music.
I
Let me
never
say
was.
bounce
Yeah,
music.
I don't really vibe with bounce music, but that's just like I spend a lot of time in DC.
Yeah,
I don't like house
I don't like
music. It's so you can be in
I
different
hate
places.
house music.
Hell, I'm in.
Oh my God,
I'm
it
from
sounds
New
so
York.
much like,
I don't
rock
really
and roll.
care for reggae and Jamaican music.
Oh, I do.
So much so, I have my select artists, my
Yeah.
select songs and music that I like.
Yeah. Now that nitty gritty reggae music, I'm not into that. You know, like
so it just depends on. Now I'm gonna tell you, back in the 90s, you couldn't tell me and X and me wasn't the same person. I love that bitch. She was the best artist they had on
Gangsta
fucking
Boo. I love her.
I love. Now I don't know what it is with me and motherfucking Memphis rappers, but baby, I love motherfucking 3-6 Mafia.
Baby.
I love everybody
Yes,
in 3-6
3-6
Mafia.
Mafia.
I love a
LeChat.
Moneybag Yo. Yes.
Yep.
Oh, motherfucking Project Pat
Pat,
is my
exactly.
nigga.
I
That's
love
the
them.
best one they got on
Hey,
there.
when they had that verses, I said, "Oh, 3-6 Mafia got this, baby." They got a plethora of.
Yes.
I love Bone Thugs and Harmony.
I love
but
Memphis. I love Yo Gotti. I love everyone from Memphis. I ain't never been to Memphis a day in my goddamn life. But I love Memphis rappers.
Yeah.
Don't know why. It just is the vibe.
Yep. 3-6 was.
But
the
we're going
shit.
to come back full circle to what we was talking about. Because we was talking about Diddy. And we all have to admit, we all love Diddy at some point.
We did. Take
I
that. take
love
that.
Diddy when he was with J Lo, like around that Diddy J Lo time.
Diddy has put out some hits. But I'm gonna tell you how I feel about Diddy. So just the things that I've heard and just come to know of, and I don't know of any of this to be true, but just to know of it is very disparaging.
It's disturbing.
It is. It
Yeah.
is. And so the same way I feel about R. Kelly now, because I once loved R. Kelly's music, is the same way I feel about Diddy now with his music. So now I feel that what kind of headspace was you in? Because you have to remember, when you take on somebody's words through music, it enters your soul.
Yeah.
So now I can't allow myself to really vibe and listen to something that I don't know what kind of place you was in when you did that.
I totally separate the two. Totally separate the music from the artist. Because we don't know what headspace anybody was in when they created their music. And that can be Beyonce, that could be Anita Baker, that could be anybody. Luther Vandross, you know, he sung all those years and he hadn't come out or anything like that. So he was basically singing, to my knowledge, to his lover who was a man. I don't have any judgment in regards to that, but we never know what headspace. So I can totally separate the artist from the art.
I ain't got a problem with
I don't
if
care
you want to
if
be
he's
gay.
Yeah. I mean, he's in love.
I just said,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I just said there's no judgment there.
So gay to me is not the same to child molester.
As abusive. Yeah, that's to me is different.
Or abusive.
Again, I'm not thinking R. Kelly and just sitting there thinking R. Kelly as I listen to his music.
I do. If he say feeling on your booty, I think he's talking about a little girl.
So
I can't.
I think about somebody feeling on my booty. I think about, you know what that music does for me? It takes me to where I was when that music came out, who I was dating, and our memories. I could care less about.
Baby, let me tell you, when that playlist rolling, when the playlist is rolling, and an R. Kelly song come up, for a minute, I be like, I can't do this shit.
I don't
today.
turn it off.
I
don't turn it off.
So, but I ain't just gonna be like, I want to listen to all R. Kelly today.
Oh no,
I'ma let the shit bump. I'ma let the shit bump.
So
when it come through, but I ain't just gonna be like,
and another thing about me is because I can tell you maybe very little about this Diddy case. I could really tell you very little about the R. Kelly case. I I have never, and it may be because I grew up in LA around a lot of celebrities. I went to their parties. They just was when I traveled a lot back in the day. They would be in the airport. I came across them a lot. Like they are just regular people to me. So I don't invest in no celebrities. Like most of the times when people talking about it, especially if it's an actor or actress, I don't know them because I don't watch a lot of TV. And so, our movies or any of that, I don't get involved in their lives. I don't know. And I don't know a lot about these cases. So y'all might know the nitty gritty details of all this stuff. I don't. And I've never cared to. I have a lot of stuff going on in my own life that I can focus on to be focusing on other people in their lives.
I don't focus on it.
I don't.
But,
If it comes up,
you're
on
gonna hear
Shade
it. You're
Room,
gonna hear stuff in passing.
Yeah, you hear stuff in passing,
And
but
so-
some people it seems like it's like they know
They invested it. You
Yeah.
got people who watch the trial every day.
Oh, I know.
And take tidbits of information. Now, that ain't something that I do, but I'm a call a spade a spade. When Cassie initially first came out, said, and the thing was revealed with him beating her ass at the hotel or whatever.
That's not normal behavior.
She stayed with him 2 years after this happened. I put a post on Facebook and I said, I've never been in a domestic violence situation, but I can speak on a nigga got one time to put their hands on me and I'm
That's
gonna
the
beat
last
his
time.
ass. Period. Because that's just the nigga I am.
That's
Because
just in general.
because when I got my power to step up and stand up for myself as an adult, I vow wasn't no nigga gonna ever talk crazy to me, put his hands on me, sexually assault me, no nothing, not without a motherfucking fight. And that's my stance.
Just leave.
But I don't knock nobody because they don't have the power to leave. But I can say what I would do. But I also said the same way y'all sitting up here bashing this man for whooping this girl ass in this hotel, bash your goddamn daddies
Yep.
and your uncles and your brothers who
do
beat
the
them
same
bitches
shit.
asses in your family, who you go and sit up in their face and ha and kiki with and play nice with.
And
But
don't
you
tell
gonna
them they wrong.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the problem.
That you
Yeah.
can't fucking do that.
Nobody likes to hear when they wrong.
That's
They
what I'm
want
saying.
they want you to congratulate all the other bullshit they
Yeah.
do, but they don't like to hear when they
So
wrong.
because he a celebrity, he's an
Bullshit.
exempt from being. He's somebody daddy.
Yep.
He's somebody brother.
you
He's
got
somebody's
daughters.
son.
You got daughters. You will not condone a nigga beating your daughter
Right.
like you did that woman or nothing else. You ain't gonna condone no man doing your daughter like you treat women. Or
Right.
like you beat that girl ass because you would have had somebody come and kill that man
Right.
if they did that.
But
I don't
they
condone
will
it.
sit up here and talk crazy
Yep.
about him. But you got people in your family who've been doing it for years, and you condone that shit.
Yep.
And that's what I said, baby. You would have thought.
I don't think that people,
would've
and
thought
I'm
I
not
said
defending
something
them
crazy.
because believe me, I'm not getting my ass whipped. I got too
Yeah.
many brothers, cousins, and everybody else that's coming if somebody put their hands on me, right? But what I will say is I don't think that people are condoning it, but I feel like they're enabling it by not saying anything.
They are
But
condoning it. If you don't say something, you condone it.
if
No.
you say
Yes, you
something,
do.
some people mind their damn business.
No, that you cannot
Because
mind your
other
business.
people's business sometimes
No.
get people killed, and then the other person is back with that person, and this person dead minding other people's business. It
And
happens all
that
the time.
person could end up dead because you didn't say something to them.
And you could end up dead because you said something, and that other person is back with that person laid up.
They gonna
and
be
you
looking
dead.
crazy, getting their ass beat.
well, so when I draw the line, what I said about drawing the line of I can sit in the same space and enjoy my friend even though I don't agree with the man she chooses to be with, right? So I guess I should have prefaced that. So if I know this man is beating my friend's ass, no.
you gonna mind your business? Hell no.
No, I'm not going to mind my business because, hold on, because if she chooses to stay in that relationship, so that's why I have to draw the line. I can stomach him cheating on you, him talking crazy to you, or whatever differences y'all have. But to sit there knowing that I love you, and I know that this man done put his hands on you, I can't be a part of that.
Yeah, personally.
Because now, if something happens to you, that's on my conscience. I could have stopped this, and I didn't.
But are you stopping it by not coming around?
Yes.
Because you take your knowledge out of it.
Because I'm taking me
out of that
away
situation.
from that situation. Because, and I'm going to tell you why.
Yep,
and I'm going to tell you why. Because when I lived in Virginia, there was a house where a Asian woman lived with her white husband, constantly whipping her ass. Sister went and got her here, there. Sister finally decides, today is the day I'm going to leave for good. Please come and get me. When she came,
she was dead.
This man killed the sister, the wife, and all of their fucking kids in that house. Had she stayed out of that, maybe she would still be here to tell the story. I'm just saying how when violence gets to that level, I got to back away now because this is too much for me to be involved in. I can handle the little minimal shit.
Sometimes it's the other person, but he done killed everybody.
Right. So, and then turned around and killed himself. So now you can't even be accountable for the shit. But it's things that I hear, going back to the trial, it's things that I hear in the trial. Like they had a assistant on stand the other day. And this is just shit I hear randomly in TikTok. Where she would leave. So number one, just going by the chef and the assistant, he underpaid his staff like crazy. So, but I could see that because I see how he did his artists. He fucked them over with money. So you gonna keep all the money and then penny pinch with your artists. Cool. The assistant says she would leave. She would work all day long, and go home and try to get some sleep. This nigga call her and be like, bitch, get your ass back here. I ain't finished with you.
You got to be crazy to keep on going back to that type of shit, first of all.
You do.
You got to be.
However, in her defense, she says, I'm a young woman. This man could have blackballed me and everything that I'm trying to do with, because I guess she was working in media and different things like that. So I had to play the game in order to survive in that situation. I ain't gonna knock her. Would I have done it? No. But I'm not gonna knock her for the decision that she made. However, for you to have the gall, for you to have the motherfucking gall that you think that, or the power or the feeling of, I can just call anybody I want and say, bitch, I ain't done with you. Bring your ass back over here. I got something else for you to.
That's how he did them on Making a Band, though. He would make them go and do
think you talking to
ridiculous stuff to go and get him. Go get me this.
Yeah. Because I would have said, no, nigga, call your mama.
Celebrities are messing over people like that. Y'all heard about Toya? Toya, right? How she had her show in Atlanta and had all her family on there and got paid millions, $1 million or something, and didn't give them people anything. It's her uncle who, spoke out against her. So it's just a lot of them celebrities that look like us that's messing over people. And this is her family, like her blood family that's been on her show. And they say she hasn't given them $1.
But why didn't the family, now, I ain't defending Toya when I say this, but why didn't the family sit down with whoever the writers or the production team or whatever? Where's our contract to show what we're getting?
So this uncle had just been released from prison, from my understanding, because remember, I'm just hearing things, just like hearing things, because I don't go and research on this stuff because I don't care enough to research anything. So the uncle is just being released from prison. He probably don't know to go and sit down with these people or who to contact or anything like that. Like, I feel like a lot of people are just being taken advantage of. And if that's your family, you automatically think your family gonna look out for you, which sometimes family be the worst ones to go into business with. But so yeah, they probably didn't have the contact. They didn't know or just assume she was gonna do the right thing by them.
Well,
after how long you didn't get any money, did you sit there and wait for this to happen? Years? I mean, when you supposed to get paid? Like, that's like you going to work at McDonald's every day. I just feel like
that there should have been an understanding even between the family and her. Like, okay, if y'all come on the show, this is what I'm going to do for you. But because it wasn't said, right, technically,
you just showing up
in
at her
business.
show. Yeah, you just showing up at her show. Basically, you interacting in her life every day, and she recording it.
Right is right and wrong is wrong, and I just can't see me
Right,
doing my
right
family
is
like
right
that.
and wrong is wrong. And no, I wouldn't.
It's
I
some
wouldn't
people
either.
out here
But
who-
you got also have to remember that there are gonna be family members who are gonna try to monopolize on your fame. So
Absolutely.
me and Liz, your sisters, and you got a reality show, right? And so you say, hey, y'all, I got a reality show. Y'all gonna make some special guest appearances. And I'm gonna hit y'all off with some money. You know, everything's gonna be great. We on the show. We eating. We going to events with her. We ain't paying for none of this, Liz. She taking us shopping. You know, whatever. End of the show comes. Camille hands us a check for $25,000. You might be all right with your $25,000. Shit, I done ate, I done party, I done had a ball, I done got me some little side deals with
there
that.
should be
Cool.
understanding.
I'm looking at the motherfucker like, $25,000, bitch.
You made $1 million.
How the fuck? How much was your check? Oh, well, you. Well,
And,
hold the
and
fuck
so
up.
me being in business, being a business owner, being just around business owners all my life, right? I resent people who ask, employees who ask employers how much you got paid. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You agreed to whatever you got paid. That's what you agreed to. So if you got paid $2,000 for a job we did, and I got paid for $2 million, I got paid $2 million. Guess what? You agreed to that $2,000. My business is what's in my account. It's not your business. What I got paid is, unless we did not come to an agreement initially.
I understand that.
Well, employers are going to get paid more because in that case,
But you're saying that this is an actual contractual agreement.
Between Toya and
No,
Okay.
with the job, and you be getting the $2 million, and I'm getting the 2,000. However, when there's an unspoken,
yeah,
y'all gonna be good. That's when the whole mind fucking goes into, well, wait a fucking minute now.
yeah,
I don't, because now there's no agreement. Now that's allowing.
you got paid $1 million and you didn't give me anything.
You about to give me $25,000. Now hold on, we ain't taking away that. What did your hair and makeup cost during the show? See, these are things that,
Our
as
taxes.
a business owner, I know to look at when, well, y'all don't count the cost of the utilities and the space that we had to use. All of this came from me.
Yeah.
We never filmed at your
shopping
house.
sprees,
Yeah.
this and that.
I
That's
paid
wasn't
like
free.
I did
Gas,
this, but then I
flights.
feel like when you're a good person and you know I'm not just going out here trying to shit you, I don't like when people question me about, so you really just think I would fucking take advantage of you like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Like there
Like
are
what
costs.
Ronnie did with the whole, when, everybody had to pay the $250. And so Ronnie is taking me to court for this contract. So that's why I can bring this up.
oh wow,
So yeah, you are questioning me. You say you have $20 million sitting somewhere and you questioning me about $250. Like, I resented that too.
Yeah, that's petty.
but it's because of how the things went down. So of course he's gonna be petty about it. So that's what it is.
I wouldn't give a fuck how it went down.
But you have to look at the person. What?
And see, those are the people who I'm glad God don't even put in my space. Cause see, that'll be some shit make me want to fight somebody.
So yeah, and I'm so beyond fighting.
I know. And I'm beyond fighting too. I talk shit like I'm gonna beat somebody ass, but I ain't really gonna beat nobody ass unless they put their hands on me first.
Yeah.
However, I can have that feeling of, girl, stay the fuck away from me before I beat your ass. Because I know if it came to that, I would. And I don't ever want anybody to take me to that place. Because it's not going to be nice.
Just stay the fuck away from
That's
me
what
if
I'm
we
saying.
ever gonna get to that place.
Right. And
And believe I'm gonna stay the fuck away from you.
With that being said, I would rather, I done lost hundreds and thousands of dollars with motherfuckers. And
Walk away.
lesson learned.
Period.
That is the end of this. and I'm gonna walk
Period.
away from you and
With
be
grace.
done with
With grace.
because it's gonna cost me more money to get my ass out of jail, to fight you in court.
And had that on my
like,
record, and
all
my
of that
reputation.
shit. So it's just, it comes down to all that. What does this really mean to you? But then, I mean, in piggybacking off of what we were talking about, we're supposed to be Diddy.
Okay.
Was all of the freak shows and parties and was all of that worth what you're going through right now?
But when you think
you gotta
you
ask
have
him that question.
that's what I'm saying.
That's the power thing. Just like with Shannon Sharp, when you get to a certain status and you think you got money and power, you just really think you can do whatever you want to and move however you want. That's the problem. That's more the problem.
And I don't feel like nobody should ever think that they more powerful than.
But they do. They do.
God damn.
But just like that chef said, if I said no, he was gonna do this and this and this. That's the end result of it. When people think they have too much power, too much this, too much, they think they can move how they want to move, and it's just not
people
like that.
moving like they're God, ain't nobody bigger than God.
That's the problem.
That's what I'm saying.
And somebody will come and chop you down.
But
when you think
but
so.
what gives people that feeling of I can say or do or feel
Money. Come
yes.
on. Money. Come on.
That gave him that God complex
Because it
that he
definitely
can move how
ain't
he
his
wants.
looks, baby.
Baby, let me tell you
Just
something.
like you ain't never seen no ugly billionaire. Nobody would have been paying him no attention.
Even when there was a point in time where I had all the money that I could have ever imagined. And I still didn't act like that.
Okay, so you gotta, just like these police officers. Did y'all see that them police officers just got off for what's his name? Tyree. What's his name that they killed out there in Memphis?
Oh, okay.
The 4 black officers that killed that dude for a traffic stop.
Well, they always getting off.
They got off. So
I don't even look for police officers to get
and had the nerves to plead not guilty, and it's same thing with Rodney King and everybody else. I mean, come on, they on camera.
Yeah,
killing
they walked
the boy,
away.
The man. Anywho, so where was I going with that?
I guess with power and money comes also accountability.
But once you never, if you was a nobody before you had money, then you
that's where I was going. That's where I was going.
You think you changed your lifestyle and you suddenly got this.
There are a lot of people that go into certain positions so that they can feel like they're somebody. And just like a lot of these police officers, they got picked on, they were bullied in school, and now they get to put on a uniform and a badge and they get to bully somebody. Same thing. Same thing across other industries. Like, I would even say with the politicians, they do it with pen and paper, but they're bullying people.
Let's change this conversation. So, remember I was telling y'all when I had a conversation with a friend who said that men don't benefit from marriage. Remember we talked about this?
Yes.
Since we have a man in the room, what do you think about that? Is there any benefits from marriage for a man? What's your thoughts?
In what aspect?
I don't
just benefits. It doesn't matter. What are the benefits
in the general?
Why would a wife benefit your situation?
What's beneficial for a man to get married?
I think it's more the headspace of the man.
True.
I think it's all the headspace of the man. If you believe that this woman, I don't think you should get married for business decisions. I think that's when you're not going to be happy.
Exactly.
Yolanda.
What? That is a personal attack.
Yes, it is.
I don't get married for business.
No, I mean, you know how some people get married because they may be together.
Yeah.
And then, like, just saying people are moving together. The bills would be smaller. We could take care of stuff more together. Some people see marriage as a business decision. I'm with this person. I love them. You know, we might have kids together. It's cheaper to keep her.
Might as well just do that.
Might as well just go ahead and get married. We've been together 11 years. We might as well.
11 years. Don't talk to me for 11 years. Talking about you just been married. You've been by
Might
yourself
as well.
at 2.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think it just depends on the man. I think that marriage is a beautiful thing.
Yes.
I think that when you're married to the right person,
It's beautiful.
it's amazing.
For sure.
I would love to do it again, but I don't think it's in the cards for me. But I do think
Why
that
would you count yourself out? If you would love to do it again, why would you count yourself out?
because there's a particular type of woman. Because I think
the way
going-
I have a warped perception of a husband, he has a warped perception of a wife.
that's not the
That's
case.
why we're best
That is not the case.
It is.
But I just think that people get into marriages either making compromises on certain things that might be important to them, or saying, okay, I can be with this person and just this person for the rest of my life, knowing that there's a particular aspect of this person that you're not exactly 100% in on. And so you end up doing things that hinder your marriage being successful.
I still don't think you answered the question.
What I mean,
Like he said, mark my words. There is no benefits in marriage for a man.
there is.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's
I think there is. No, but I think it depends on that's the reason why there's no
your
answer.
partner.
The reason I can say that there is no real answer to that question. I think that person is just trying to get out of being married.
or being in a real relationship.
Or being in
my
a real
opinion.
relationship. Or being in a real
Because
relationship.
if we're talking about marriage and benefits now, we can't, as far as like, because I think
The good outweigh the bad.
I think the conception is that.
I think so too.
Oh, definitely.
In my opinion.
But that's not where I was going with.
I'm sorry.
what I was
I didn't
saying.
mean to jump into you.
So I think that most men think that women are going to benefit financially in the marriage, and that's what they're honing in on. Whereas, like, we can take Cardi B for example. Her soon to be ex or is asking for spousal support. So nowadays it's not guaranteed that it's going to be the woman benefiting financially in the relationship. Because I feel like a lot of these men go into the relationship already thinking about what if it ends. Like they're not thinking about it forever.
That's the next thing.
Well, that's
I
because
think-
they're already doing it before you get married.
Yeah, before you get married. You're
So,
already
duh.
thinking of what the end is.
Yeah, what's going to happen if it's so they're thinking about the
ain't
ending
thinking
before
about
the beginning.
forever.
And
If
then
I
some
get
people-
caught cheating,
yeah.
what's she
some
gonna
people-
take from me?
And people I think most people that go into marriage, and this is most, think about what they're losing rather than what they're gaining.
The only thing you're losing is your freedom to go out and fuck who you
But
want.
I don't even know.
You're not losing that.
They
because
do that.
That's what I'm saying. But when they get caught for it,
But
is
you
when
shouldn't have had the freedom to do that if you was
If you was in a relationship.
Wanted
prior
to do that
You shouldn't have wanted to do that
Exactly.
anyway. And so that's why I say, like, my gauge of marriage is when I look at the person, is there a possibility I'm going to cheat on you? If I don't feel like there's a possibility that I'm going to cheat on you, I mean, I already love you, this, that, and the third, but I've done some things in my younger years that I've loved a lot of people that I've
cheated on.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm
but-
saying? That's just a fact.
But as you grow
As you
up
grow
in age,
older-
you get more mature.
And then now the relationships become a little bit of higher stakes. So I'm
Yes.
kind of really deliberate about the relationships I get into
At our age,
because I don't need to be, I don't want to keep starting over. I done
right.
started over like 10, 15 times. And who wants to do that? Let's just go.
especially me.
Because now we done got to this point. Now all of us got trauma. So I'm bypassing whatever your trauma is and trying to look past your red flags. You trying to look past mine and only to turn around and get screwed over again and start back over. Nah, I'm just not with that.
Yeah,
So
that's why
the
a lot
value
of people are opting to just stay single.
Yeah, well, I think the value of marriage is having someone to share this life with. That's the value of
You're
it.
gonna die.
Yes. Yeah, I mean,
You're gonna die. That's the
Born
bottom
alone,
line.
born
You're either
alone,
gonna
die
die
alone.
by yourself or with a partner.
or with a partner. Like, who wants to be 70?
I just
Still
don't
trying to
even
go find the club.
understand why people don't even see the benefit and the beauty in a up and up relationship. Like having that person, your best friend, that you can do most things with, and nothing's gonna be perfect, but people
Nothing.
are so eager to just give up on people so easily, whether it's relationships, family, or whatnot. People just give up on people easily.
Man, a close friend of mine just got married last week. Friday. Most beautiful thing. It took him. Now, if you had told me Doc we gonna get married, I'd have tell you it's a lie. But Doc got married. Beautiful lady, and he was with her for a while, and they had a daughter. And he said it was his 50th birthday party, and this woman literally reached out to every friend she could possibly find without letting him know. So there was people that didn't make it because she wanted to be the one to invite everybody. So she got this person's number to get the next person. And she went in this all out thing. And he said after, I think like 2 days later, he ended up proposing to her. And and I called him, I said, what is you doing? And he said, man, look, he said, I've been prolonging it. And literally I looked at her in that moment and looked around the room and what she had done for me. He was like, how could I not marry her?
Yeah. How many people would do that for you?
Yeah. How many people would literally go out the way she went out?
People don't care
for him. Now you might
People
have met
really
people.
don't care. People do. I mean, they don't care. People just don't care.
Nah, and it's very selfish. And she was very
but
selfless. And
I
she
will
was very
say again,
selfless in that.
So the way my best friend talks about me is though I consider marriage as a business. Just so we all know, I was married for 4.5 years until my husband died, and I was in a business marriage. I was in a loving marriage. I was in a companionship. I was married to my best friend. So a marriage can be all of those things. Even when we decided to get married, you the brains, I'm the
Marriage
muscle.
is a
this
business.
is right. This is what
There's no
we're
way
doing.
around that.
But most of all, and I have had relationships since, I have had to compromise myself so much just to be with the people that I was with. I've never had to compromise myself with my husband.
Yeah,
I
true.
was allowed to be the woman I wanted to be. I could be my genuine, authentic self. He ain't feel no way about it. He supported all my bullshit. And that in turn, the way Doc loves on his woman and appreciates her for that moment. I appreciated my husband for allowing me to just be me, to have all the things that I wanted. That man groomed me. I didn't have a father growing up. That was my daddy in a sense because he taught me so much. So there was an admiration to him for the way he loved me, the way I had never been loved before.
He's being a man because he can do that for his kids as well.
Right. So don't ever let anybody tell you what
Absolutely.
marriage is supposed to look like between you and that person.
Because it's whatever it is
Right.
that is
It's whatever.
for you.
It's whatever.
I
Why
think
did you
when
sign
people-
a marriage certificate alone makes it a business?
Because I say my husband never had the bills ain't halving when I got married with him. It was I'm taking on the responsibility. He did the breakdown of a man back in the day went to your father to ask for your hand in marriage because now he assumed the responsibility of you.
that,
You're not coming to my house to pay no bills. I now take on the responsibility of all your bills.
Yep.
And I will give you money for everything you want. And I take care of this household and anything you want. My husband cooked, served me. These hoes out here making plates and giving to their man. That's cool.
To show it on social media.
If that's what y'all do in y'all shit. But I'm telling you, the husband I married said, go sit your fine ass down. I'm about to serve you and cook for you. And that was good for me in my house.
Because that wouldn't be good for me in my house.
I mean, that's cool. But for our situation, it was great. And there were things that I did for him to let him know that he was the king in my life that I'm sure other women don't do.
Yeah.
So it worked for us the way it was supposed to work for us. And I probably will not ever get married again and find that type of love. But just because I had that for 4.5 years and all the years prior to when we dated, I'm good.
But mine,
I'm good.
we had a great marriage. I mean, we still really good friends. We don't have no, like, if it's drama, we don't do that because we both the same. You got some bullshit going on, keep it over there because we don't do drama.
Right.
If the relationship is full of drama, we probably not going to be couples and friends with that because we don't do that at all. And our married friends was the same way. All successful business owners, this, that, no drama because our friends were exactly the same way. And they have long marriages as well. Me and him, we met when we was like in our 20s. So as far as our ideas are the same, hardworking, businesses, it's all, we were like the same person. Like, I'm the brains of the operation. I handle the money, this and that.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, the money's there. Do what you got to do. But he was the brawn of the situation.
There you go. Yeah.
That's period. And we still cool to this day. Same situation. We got business together. Just signed a multi-million-dollar deal. And I don't be bragging on it because it ain't everybody's business what I be doing. And that's just how I like it. But $3 million business deal we just signed. And guess who be running all that shit? He do all that. And I still do the business, the paperwork, the payments, employees, all that stuff. Because we just had that type of relationship.
Right.
And during
there's a trust factor there.
And not once during our relationship when we were together, like just boyfriend, girlfriend, never drama, never arguing back and forth. If I gotta have that kind of relationship, I would not do it.
Yeah. And that's where I'm at now.
Thank you. I would not do it.
Never, ever.
I didn't do it in my 20s.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna do it in my 40s. Because if I gotta be stressed, I'm not gonna do it.
There you go.
So that's just me in general. I'm not doing it
That's just where I'm
because
at.
I don't feel like if you're doing that in the boyfriend girlfriend stage, it's not going to be good in the marriage. Period. But my friend, his reasoning for saying he don't want to be married again and we can just be partners is because the man loses all his finances. I said, well, what percentage of people you know in the United States is millionaires? First of all, only people with money are concerned about losing their finances. So what?
So if you're a thousandaire,
What
are you
is
concerned
the
losing?
average person going to lose in a marriage if you get divorced? You know?
See, that's why I think it's the wrong mindset. I think
Exactly.
You're going in it looking at it, what you're going to
so-
lose, whether it's you're going to lose your money at the end of the day, but if you do what you're supposed to do and you pour into
You don't have to worry
your
about that.
marriage, you don't have to worry about money.
Exactly.
You literally can build more
With your
With a
partner.
person.
with somebody. That's why they say, always have a circle.
Yes.
Like, you can't be a singular person out here trying to do whatever it is.
Exactly.
You even in business, you got to network with other people.
Exactly.
But even
you wanna make it fun.
But even as partners, to piggyback off of what you say, even if we decide not to get married and be partners, guess what I can lose in a partnership? Myself.
No, not only that.
My
you.
fucking peace.
No, guess what
Thank
you can
you.
lose? No, there's more than that. Think
My
about this.
drive.
Think about this. If
Exactly.
y'all are partners, right? Let's say, God forbid, one of you die.
That was my argument with him too. I said,
Insurance
look,
policy, none of that go to the person that's left with
Your
this house you done
kids.
bought together, these kids y'all got together, the doggone the taxes they got to
Guess
get
what it's
paid,
going to?
all
Probate,
these vehicles,
and the state gonna
everything's
take it.
and the state gonna take it.
that's what I said. I said, do you know?
And his next of kin gonna fight you in probate court for the
'Cause
shit
y'all
y'all done
not
built
But
together.
that is unless you got it documented the way you need to have it documented.
But how many people are gonna do that?
Exactly. Get married.
He sounds like somebody who's not gonna do that.
Thank you. He was like, well, you can go put, you
But
can do
even
paperwork.
if you get married, even if you get married, there are situations you can be married and purchase a home, and the kids could still come after what you have. They can still take you to probate as
They
a wife
can.
or husband.
Because
They can
it
take you to probate,
has
but
happened.
they can take you to probate, but they ain't gonna win.
But if you look at the
In
state,
some cases,
the
they
state-
will.
you look at
in
the
South
state,
Carolina, they
it
will.
goes
How?
from in the state,
They
it goes
will.
from
South Carolina.
spouse,
It goes spouse
children,
to children,
and
yeah.
then grandchildren. I believe that's the
Yeah.
state of South Carolina.
In South Carolina, you still have to split it with the children.
It depends. The
Well, it
spouse,
also depends on will.
the
and all that
spouse
stuff.
always come first, and then if there's a will in place, you go for that. Because I deal with this every day at the VA. Because this is what we do. If all those long term partnerships, guess what? They can't get on. No VA benefits. None.
Yeah, you can, like, prime example, like if I was to date somebody or end up marrying somebody, I'm probably an asset to them in a sense. They could get on my insurance through my job.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
that
but
gives
people
them,
get on people's insurance through their job without being married.
not if you get caught, that's your
Yeah,
ass, Mr.
that's
Postman.
not
Yeah.
a legal.
That's not
way.
legal.
Yeah,
That's not legal. Like I can guarantee you that if they catch you,
Yeah.
you done. Like, and then you end up having to pay back. And then I'm liable,
yeah.
not the person that I put on. me. They gonna come after
like
me.
my auto insurance.
But if we're living and performing and going out places as a couple, doing all the things that married people do,
Why do you not want to get married?
why wouldn't we be?
That was my.
I don't understand.
Because he wants the right to walk away.
Exactly.
That's it.
And you still got the right to walk away when
in a
you
marriage.
Divorce me and walk away.
No,
But you're gonna
it's
pay
different.
because you're in a contractual marriage at that point.
Like me, when I get married, that's it. Like I'm not getting divorced again. I'm gonna die with whoever it is.
You're gonna work it out.
I'm going to work it out.
If you married, you got more to lose if you just like, oh well, forget it. We not together today. I'm leaving your ass and just going about your business versus you being a single person. As a single person and as a partner, yeah, you can just get up and walk whenever you want to. You ain't got nothing to lose.
Divorce tough, huh?
Yeah.
Divorce tough.
Versus you being married, you gonna think about
in
it.
South Carolina.
Especially here in South
Sure
like,
is.
Me and my ex-wife, neither one of us cheated on each other. So we
had to
literally
live together a
stay.
year.
I had to make sure that I didn't stay in the same house with
Yes.
her for a year.
That's how mine was. Same thing.
And I mean, verbal abuse, all that
Exactly.
didn't even matter.
But
When it
mine
was like-
cheated, so it was a little different.
It was a little bit different
but
because you
still,
could- yeah.
it was, and still, it was still the whole thing. My friend and her husband had separated for a little while. So before the year, they got back together, but they getting divorced again now because clearly it didn't work.
Yeah.
But South Carolina is one of them states that make it hard.
That thing rolled back. I think
Yeah.
I made a mistake one time, and I stayed at the house because the kids were there, and
Yep.
she went out.
Yep.
And literally, they told me I had to start it over because
Yep.
she was the one that reported that I stayed at the
Yep.
house.
Wow.
Your partner, you got a partner. Your partner can up and leave you with not a damn thing if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying that a man got way more to lose than a woman. Why? The percentage of people,
It's equal.
the percentage of people that even
Depends on
got
the woman.
$5,000 in the bank account. The majority of people don't even have $5,000 in the savings account in the first place in the United States.
Yeah.
So what are you going to lose if you're talking about financially? You ain't a millionaire. You're an average nigga walking on the street. What is it that you're going to lose? Seriously, your riches?
So, do you stay with a person like that?
I don't. That's why we never went into a relationship.
Freedom.
Exactly why.
She said, I don't.
Exactly why. Because if that's your idea, what are we moving towards then? Because we don't have the same ideas.
I'm more concerned at this point in time with losing myself versus losing money I can get back.
True.
Things I can get back. But I think once you lose a piece of yourself, sometimes it's lost forever.
It's detrimental. It really is.
And I can just see in dealing with these mongrel men with they mangy asses, everyone that chips away from me. And that's why I just know I need to stay the fuck away from them because, yeah, I have never just dealt with this caliber of carelessness and triflingness in my life. And I just choose to, I can buy my own food. I don't need to go to dinner with you, sir. If there's no value there where I can learn something from you and you learn something from me, I don't need to be there.
Yep.
Nigga, I'm going to eat. And
Exactly.
eat good.
With or without
Anywhere
you.
you can take me,
I can take
myself. That's travel, that's food, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't need to be with nobody. So just know the same way it's a benefit to you to have me around you, you will benefit me to be in my space.
Yeah.
And that's what it should be. There's no compromising with that.
I absolutely think you should always be with your equal.
Yes.
Because that way, neither one of you got nothing to lose,
Goddamn
in my
right.
opinion. So if you don't take somebody that's a charity case, you don't have nothing to lose
There
because
you
both of
go.
y'all got the same thing, in my opinion.
As my grandma used to say, at our tender age, we shouldn't be with nobody we got to fix up anyway.
There you go.
That's my
I'm
opinion.
not taking
too.
on no
That's
project.
true. I ain't doing it.
I got kids. Them's my projects. I don't need another child.
Thank you.
There you go.
So and I know I'm probably not going to make as much money as a person that I may end up with because I'm a teacher.
But
at the
that's
end of the day.
okay. Both of you make money though.
But that's what I'm saying. We're both making money. We're both out here working. We're both out here grinding. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm never going to take a dime from you because that's just not who I am.
But you're bringing it together.
But
It's
we bring
more.
it together. That's what I'm saying. Then we bring it together and whatever. And even then, I hate debt. Like, I hate owing people stuff. For the life of me, I despise it. So it's going to always bother me. So to me, I think when you bring stuff together and you working together towards something else and you build,
Yeah.
that's different. than
Exactly.
you over here talking about something. I don't want to get married. Cause man, shut up.
When he said that made me look at him even more. So
because that means I'm be honest. That means he likes the freedom of the ability to cheat,
and move. That's why me and him we gonna stay friends. Because that's the reason why I stopped talking to him in the beginning, because it was going nowhere.
Yeah.
I don't care if I like you, you cool. I don't like you that much.
Nope.
At all.
No.
But yeah, I was like, it's funny. Here's like, what's marriage? Just a piece of paper? Well, your contract for that house you stay in is a piece of paper. But you would sign a contract for that. Your truck, your car that you signed a contract at that dealership. That's a piece of paper.
Your job.
But you signed those contracts. But you don't sign up for a marriage because you want the freedom to do what you want to do. In the end, because you get tired of being with that person, you can walk away. Easy.
We're on our last minute. Do you want to chime in?
Yeah, I want to just say that Mo is having his 50th birthday party, a day party, and evening party coming this Saturday. Well, on June the 7th at Mahogany. It's an all-white party, and he would love for the city to come out and celebrate with him. Again, if you are interested in pressure washing, please call Water Slingers at 803-476-2342. And if you are in the market to purchase or sell a home, please give me a call. There are many programs out there with down payment assistance for first-time home buyers and otherwise. Please give me a call at 803-552-5160. You can find me on TikTok at Camille Bosses of Columbia, Facebook, Camille Ware, and Instagram, Camille Ware Realtor. Have a wonderful week.
Oh, well, hold on. We got to plug
Go ahead.
social media.
My
I
social
say
media.
have a wonderful week from me.
Oh,
I'm not from Bosses of Columbia. Can I say we have a wonderful week from Camille?
Hold on.
My social media, IG and TikTok and YouTube is all 3BG CEO.
Okay, and I am Nurse Pretty 23 on Instagram, Yoshi Yolanda Facebook, and I think I'm Nurse Pretty on TikTok too. But you can find us all on Bosses of Columbia on TikTok as well. And now we can have a good week.
Have a wonderful week, everyone, from the Bosses of Columbia.